Hey guys, Kelly Fab here, and today we are going to be doing a drugstore get ready with me. So I actually had a hard time finding a bunch of drugstore items. Some categories it was super easy, other categories I really struggled. So this collab was made up by Angela from Beauty by Angela here on YouTube and on Instagram, so I will definitely leave her link down below. And she actually made a playlist of everybody that is involved. There are quite a few of us involved in this Get Ready With Me collab. So we don't have anything like specific that we're going to be talking about, but we are going to be doing like Christmassy holiday looks. Personally, I'm really excited to see everybody's looks and to get to know a few other YouTubers and Instagrammers that I don't really maybe know so well, so that's going to be super exciting. So maybe I don't know, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be doing like a red look or a green look or like Christmas colors. Personally, for me, I don't go with the season. Like for Halloween, I don't do black and orange, you know what I mean? Like I just do like a deeper, smokier look. For Christmas, I'll do like a lighter, fresher look. For 4th of July, I might go crazy with silver, you know? I don't know, I'm not really into like the color matchy-matchy. I never have been, literally ever in my entire life. I have photos that show how mismatched my outfits were because I never wanted to match. So that's where we are. I had a fuzzy in my eye. Fuzzy. Okay, also it is 6:42 in the morning on Saturday, my day off. I have been up since 4. Yeah, that's where we are. Also my mirror that normally has a light on it, it just broke and decided not to work anymore, unfortunately. So I cut the cord off and now I'm just using a mirror without a light. So if this look isn't amazing, I'm so sorry. Also, this light is blowing me out quite a bit, but it's so low. I don't know what to do with myself. Anyways, I have a whole bin of stuff that I want to use. This is supposed to be like a chatty get ready with me style. I don't know how chatty I'm gonna be. It's 6:42 in the morning, or 6:43 now in the morning. So I'm gonna drink my coffee. I'm gonna figure out an eye look, and then I guess we'll chat in the middle of things. I don't really know. I'm not very good at like the chatty stuff. Yeah, but I will show you everything I'm using. The only one category that I don't have a drugstore item for is concealer. I do have drugstore items for my concealer, but I cannot find them. I cannot find the Maybelline Dream Lumi concealer for the life of me. I have it somewhere stashed away in its packaging and I cannot find it. So that's the only thing I'm not going to be using drugstore for. Also, I took this as things that I can go to Walgreens and buy, like things that you can actually physically go to a drugstore and purchase, because I didn't want to do things that you can buy online, because a lot of people don't have access to buying things online, especially like younger teens and stuff like that. They can't really go online. I don't know if a lot of parents are letting you just buy things at will online. So I took it as things that I can physically go to a drugstore, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, whatever, and physically purchase. So that was kind of my thought process on the picks that I did. I could have done ColourPop or, you know, brands that you can buy online, but a lot of things I feel like it's more fair to do things that you can buy in store. So that's why I chose the items that I chose. And the eyeshadow palette that I chose is the one because I have one single drugstore eyeshadow palette. I don't know that I haven't purchased anymore. I have like cheaper palettes, but they're not drugstore palettes. So that's why I'm using the palette that I'm using. Also, I have never used it on my eyes. I've only swatched it, so perfect timing. Okay, speaking about the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using, I didn't want to do BH Cosmetics and stuff because same thing, you can't really physically buy that in store unless you're going to like an Ulta. I don't even know if they sell that at Ulta, but I chose the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. This is like the old style packaging. I bought this when it was like a quarter of the price because they were restyling all their packaging. So I have this like want to use this green or this definer, this like the blue red shade, I think it is, like a blue red shift on the lid. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do this lighter color and keep it light and fresh. Kind of what I was thinking originally. I don't know, I kind of want to do a lighter look today because I am going to be filming another video. So this is the palette I'm going to be using, and let's just get started. I'm probably just going to do a quick speed through. Also, my brushes are dirty. I need to wash them today so badly. I've been meaning to do it for many days now, but I am just going to do it today. Also, I did already do my oil and my moisturizer and my serum on my face, so that's why I am quite shiny and like kind of sticky. I'm trying out this new moisturizer. We'll see what I think about it. It's very expensive, so I kind of hope that I hate it. But anyways, this is just from my Too Faced palette. I'm just gonna do a base shade. I don't have the Wet n Wild Creme Brulee or Brulee shade because I lost it or something, who knows. Okay, you guys, I'm realizing every single shade in this palette is literally like a shimmer or satin shade. They don't have any like legit matte shades in here. Okay, I guess I'm gonna use this crease shade here, like that brown one. We'll see. I hate how they label them like what they're supposed to be used for, because you can use them for whatever you want. Okay, this eye blended out so much better than this one did. Getting a clean brush or dirty brush, technically. Okay, I guess I don't hate that. I'm realizing I'm just gonna keep this eye look simple today, so I am gonna do this definer darker brown shade here in my outer corner. Oh my god, that was so powdery. That was a mistake. I picked up way too much. Do you guys have an eye that you blend so much better with? I always think it's gonna be this eye, my left one, because I'm left-handed, but it's always my right eye that looks better. Do you guys have that too? I bet you do. I'm not loving it, clearly. Also, there is so much powder in there. I feel like it just wasted half the shadow. Probably did. So I'm a fan of putting things on my eye with my finger, and I think I kind of want this taupey shade here, this one here, and it says brow bone, which we all know you can use for whatever the heck you want. It's like a taupey green, I don't even know type of shade, so that's what I'm gonna use. Oh my god, this shade is gorgeous. No, I'm not flipping anybody off. Oh, I love that shade, you guys. I have a feeling I'm gonna love these two top shades here and here, and I'm gonna hate the rest of the palette, but this is gorgeous. More often than not, I like to do really simple eye looks, just because when I feel like I go a little too crazy, I don't love the look. But when I keep it really simple and just do 3 or 4 shades, then I end up loving it. Okay, something I could do to make this a little bit more intense, I could wet my brush, but I don't think I'm gonna do that because I'm thinking I like this like soft, subtle look, which is kind of what I was going for anyways. I am gonna also use this brow bone shade on my inner corner and my brow bone at the very end because I don't wanna quite use it yet. I'm gonna put on my makeup first. A lot of times the concealer or the foundation gets right in there, so it kind of washes away the color that I put in there. But I don't know, you guys. This palette, I guess it's okay. I didn't use all the shades, obviously, but we'll see. Okay, now I'm gonna put my trusty little black cat ears on. I don't do this when I'm just doing makeup for myself, but when I really wanna make it look good, I will. I go up above my hairline so I can really get my, that was a hair. I can really get my receding hairline all the way colored. My receding hairline, okay. So since I told you I already moisturized and prepped my face, I have primer now. So I have 2 different primers that I'm gonna mix. So this one I actually think I bought off of the Essence website, but I did find this in store at Meijer. If you guys are from like the Northeast area or like I guess Mid-East, Michigan, I'm from Michigan, you have a Meijer and this is sold there. So this is the Essence Fresh and Fit Awake Primer. I love this primer. It is so good. And then this one I'm trying to use up in one of my project pans. I believe my partner's in cream. So this is the e.l.f. Illuminating Face Primer, and this is no good on its own, but when you mix it with a super hydrating primer, it works really well. So that's why I'm mixing them. So I do the hydrating primer first. Not too much, but enough to be like mixable, I guess. I haven't actually mixed these 2 together. My favorite one to mix the e.l.f. one with is the Too Faced Hangover RX, but can't use that one because it's not drugstore. So then I do 1 full pump and like a half. There we go. So it looks like that, which is really gross looking, but this thing will not die. If you buy these e.l.f. primers, they last forever and they don't die, literally ever. So then I mix it in my hands like lotion almost. I could totally mix the rest of that in my lotion. That's a really good idea. Okay, so I'm almost thinking I don't have enough of the hydrating primer, but we will see. Yeah, baby.
Am I supposed to understand the language that they're speaking in Home Alone?
No.
Because
no, they're speaking a different language.
Because it doesn't provide any closed captioning.
No, you're not supposed to know.
So, do they only speak our English
when they're around English speakers? It'll all make sense after a while. Okay, do you guys see how glowy my face is now? Like, here, let me turn my light down a tiny bit. Ooh, see how glowy this is? I kind of love it. A lot of it is the Essence, but this one does have like a yellow glitter to it, which by itself looks horrible, but when you mix it, it ends up being okay. My lips are so dry, it's not even funny. I have a Real Technique sponge, but I don't want to dirty it yet, so I am going to just use this Juno & Co. sponge. I know it's not drugstore, but if you just use the Real Technique sponge, you'll be perfectly fine. That's a great sponge. I just don't want to dirty another one when I have 4 in my drawer right now. The foundation I'm going to be using is one that I'm trying to finish up by the end of the year. Honestly, if I use this every day, I could probably get it done, and I do need to take the stopper out of it because it's getting really hard to get, but this is the Neutrogenia Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint in the shade 40 Nude. So I don't know if I can show you guys. I love this foundation. I hate this packaging. It's broken, but like you guys can see, like there is nothing left. I mean, there is stuff left, obviously, because I'm still using it, but I really need to just pull the stopper out and get the rest of it out of there because I really want to finish this by the end of the year. So I'm just going to wipe this all over my face. I like to do the lower half of my face first, and then I'll do the upper half. So I'll do both cheeks and my nose. And you guys see, like, it's harder to get it out. Like, I'm having a hard time getting product out. Pat it in, and yes, people say that I'm very aggressive. So yes, I already know that. Thank you. I'm probably a lot more aggressive than a lot of other people, but that's because I really like to just press it into my skin. And then sometimes if I have a little bit too much product, I'll just go up my temples too, because I don't want to make myself look too foundation-y. And this foundation blends out like a absolute dream. It literally looks like my skin, which is why I love it. So I haven't seen this actual foundation in store anymore, but Neutrogena, I did contact them and ask them, like, on Instagram if they still have this foundation available, and they said yes. So I don't know if it's just my store, that they don't have it in or what, but they said it's still in store. I haven't really like searched for it, let's be honest. I have a million foundations, but I would 100% consider purchasing this again. It's so good. It's lasted me forever, but I don't need anything. So, okay, on a real note, like, let me just zoom you in. Look at that, you guys. It literally looks like my skin. Isn't that amazing? What's your guys' favorite, and I mean like all-time favorite drugstore foundation? I am really curious to hear that because I don't try a lot of drugstore foundations because I have so many really good foundations in my collection already. But when I purchased this, I had heard about it from someone. I think like one person I had heard about it from, and the way they explained it, like it looks like your skin just without all your imperfections, and that's exactly how I feel. Like there is no more redness. Remember I had this redness here and on my cheeks here? It's gone. Like that's all I could ask for, truly. So I always set my foundation, always. I don't know why, I just always have, and I probably always will. But I'm gonna use the Maybelline Master Fix Loose and Perfecting, Setting and Perfecting Loose Setting Powder, and I absolutely love this. It looks so good on your skin. You know what, I am gonna use concealer first though. I would be using the Maybelline Dream Lumi, but I don't have it. So we are gonna be using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer Concealer in the shade Fair. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't have my Dream Lumi anywhere. So I'm just gonna do a tiny bit just to cover up my blueness underneath my eyes. And just to brighten them just a tiny bit. And I already used up my Wet n Wild under eye setting powder, so unfortunately I don't have that to use. Let me see if I have a different one. I do have this one. It's kind of darkening though. Okay, so unfortunately I have to go in with a different under eye setting powder. So I'm gonna use this Bare Minerals Translucent Powder Duo. I know it's not drugstore, I'm so sorry, I already used that one up. But I'm gonna use the matte shade here for my under eyes. Sometimes I like to mix them, but yeah, I'm just gonna use the matte one to set my concealer so it doesn't crease, because my concealer will crease 100% just because I have creasy under eyes, and that's why I like to use a super light water-based concealer, because I feel like it looks a lot better. If I use a thicker concealer, it just creases worse. So that is why I use a lighter concealer. I like to put it in the lid. I'm a lid fan, so yeah. I don't know, I've been telling you about my brushes. This is the Real Techniques brush. I think I got this from TJ Maxx or Marshalls for super cheap. It's just a big powder brush. There's like a little imperfection in it, but who cares, truly. It's just putting powder all over my face. And I hold my breath, and I probably look like a crazy when I do it, but we're just gonna go with it. Ready? So usually like 1 or 2 powders sets my whole face. I don't like to over powder and make it look cakey, because then it just looks terrible. So I'll do a tiny bit more on my cheeks and my nose just to keep them a little drier. Not that I have an issue with oiliness either, but sometimes when I'm like filming or hot or whatever, I'll get a little oily right in my T-zone. So I like to powder a little extra there. Okay, so that is my skin so far. I think it looks really good. My eyes are very subtle, which is exactly what I was looking for. When we do Christmas, I won't wear any makeup on Christmas morning, obviously. But when we go to like family, like dinners and stuff like that, this is the kind of makeup I would do. I would do a super light, fresh look. Maybe not even makeup, honestly. I don't wear makeup all the time. I don't feel like I need it. My headband is totally coming off, which it's fine actually. It can come off now that we're done with foundation. But yeah, a lot of times, honestly, I don't even do makeup to go and visit my family because there's no reason to. They know exactly what I look like and they are happy with that. So the next thing I am going to do is my contour. Now I am trying to finish this up by the end of the year. I highly doubt I'll be able to, maybe I will, but this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contour Palette, and this is in Dolce de Leche. You guys saw that I finished the lighter powder earlier this year, so I'm really just working on this bronzer color, and I do like it for contour, not so much for bronzer. It looks very orangey on me if I use it all over as bronzer, but if I just use it as contour, it looks okay. Like, see how orangey that looks already? So I just use a tiny bit just to kind of deepen that area. I don't like to go too crazy with it. And then with like a basically empty brush, I will do my nose too. See, very subtle, very easy, not too crazy. I like to do really light stuff like that when I am doing contouring. I don't like to go too crazy on it. I look weird when I have way too much makeup on. So yeah. When do you guys put up your Christmas tree? I was curious about that. I know a lot of my friends have been posting stuff on Instagram that they already have their trees up before Thanksgiving even happened because they want people to come over and see their tree and their decorations and stuff. We, as in me, my husband, and my son, always wait until after Thanksgiving because we like to enjoy the full season, you know? For my bronzer, I'm going to use the Butter Bronzer in the shade Light Bronzer, and as you guys can see, I do have a pretty good pan in there. I'm using this in my Pan Her Stash on Instagram, and I will link, or I will, I guess, put her Instagram handle down below. It's Panning Up Life is who I'm doing this with. And we're basically panning the same things that we have in our stashes. So we're panning each other's stash, if you get that. But anyways, so yeah, we always put up our Christmas tree after Thanksgiving. It depends on which day we end up putting it up because of when I work and when my husband works and stuff like that. But I'm actually filming this on Saturday before the 1st of December. So we're probably actually gonna put it up today. I don't like to pre-film too far ahead because I like whatever I'm talking about, especially if I'm doing like a chatty video, to be more like relevant. I feel like a lot of times if you film like weeks and weeks in advance, it's like not even relevant whatever you're saying anymore. I mean, maybe it is, I don't know. Okay, so for blush I have two options and I don't like either option because they're both glowy. But we're just gonna roll with it. I can always take my blush off or like, you know, powder it off and change it for another video. But I have Milani Luminoso and I have these pearls. I don't even know what these are. These are the Wet n Wild limited edition like Pac-Man like pearls. I don't know, they're super glowy looking. I'm kind of curious to see how that looks on the skin. So I kind of wanted to dip into it and like blush my leg because I have bare legs because I'm filming and I get hot. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna see what this looks like. It's kind of interesting, like, oh yeah, that's like a highlighter. Okay, let's try it. I wiped a lot of it off my brush, so I have a feeling I'm gonna declutter this. Okay, it's very glowy. Not really what I was looking for in my blush today, but that's okay. We can repowder later. I guess it's okay because I only did like a tiny bit. But that's the same thing that's gonna happen with Luminoso too, is that this is just the beautiful, it's a beautiful blush, but it's very, very glowy. So I guess this one's a little less glowy. It's more of like a natural glow. So maybe I'll put some of this on top. I think I'm gonna like this one better actually. Okay, that was a lot more than I was expecting to be putting on. Alright, so I'm gonna use my powder brush and buff it out a little bit because that was way too much. Okay, that looks a little better. That was just a little bit too intense for me. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to be decluttering this based on this video. I did like this one more. It was very intense of a color. I picked up way too much product, but I am going to be decluttering this. This is just way too glowy for a blush for me. So there we go. One thing out of my collection, right? Without really meaning to. And then my highlighter, I've been wanting to use this again. I haven't used it in a long time, but this is the Pixi and Aspyn Ovard, and this is her highlighter. This is in the shade Santorini Sunset. It's the second lightest shade. So, and I don't like this packaging, how you have to like screw it off and like make sure you keep the lid so you don't lose it. But that is what it looks like. It is absolutely gorgeous. I've only used it a couple times and I know it is very intense. So we are going to be using my big huge fan brush. I love this brush. I actually want to get another one. This is from Crown Brushes and I just go in just like the tiniest bit. Yeah, that's already too much, I can tell. So like, here we go. Oh my god, it's already so intense. Okay, yeah, for Christmassy looks, I guess I could have went like crazy with this, but I like to do more realistic things because I am not gonna wear red and green to a Christmas party. I'm just not gonna do it. So I'm just kind of sticking with my own aesthetic. I always do over my brow bone. I don't know why, it's just a habit. I think it looks really nice. Tiny bit on the nose, and then I do my Cupid's bow too. It always looks crazy before I put on lipstick too, by the way. But I think that looks really nice. It's glowy without being a little too intense. I think that looks nice. I like this highlighter. I forget that you need like nothing. It is quite powdery too, so you have to be careful when you pick it up to make sure to like tap off your brush, but once you do, it looks gorgeous. So I think I'm gonna move on to my brow bone and inner corner highlight in the palette. So I'm gonna use this super light shade here. Okay, because I am working on this in my monochromatic project pan, I know it's not drugstore, I'm so sorry. I'm sure you can find any kind of matte shadow in the drugstore, but I'm gonna use this Too Faced Sweet Peach palette for my lower lash line. And I'm just gonna use this, I think it's just gonna look good. It's Charmed, I'm sure. And I'm just gonna, well, and I might mix Tempting. I'm gonna mix Tempting and Charmed, I'm sure, the two darker shades on the top there. Okay, I'm actually kind of liking this eye look today now. A lot more than I was, so that makes me happy. All right, so now, before we move on, actually we'll do brows first and then I'll spray my face and then I'll do mascara and then I'll spray my face again, because that's what we do. So the brow products I'm going to use are both from Essence. This is the Super Last Eyebrow Pomade Pencil. This is in the shade 20 Brown. It is too dark for me, so I only use a little bit. And then because this one's too dark, I am using the lighter brow gel. So this is the Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara in the shade 03 Soft Brownie Brows. Now, typically, if I'm just using this, I'll use the regular shade 02 Brownie Brows, which works a lot better with my color. This is a little too blonde for me. So if you have light brown to like dirty blonde hair, this would be a good color for you. But because this is too dark, this is light, and they kind of mix pretty well. So I don't do any crazy drawing. My eyebrows are pretty well defined already, so I really don't need a lot. I just fill in with the pencil and get any like sparse areas. Maybe I'll zoom you guys in for this part. So you guys can tell I'm a little sparse up here and at the tail, and a little bit in through the front areas. So really just do like short strokes and fill it in just a little bit. Like I said, I don't make any new shapes. I don't do anything crazy. Just do a little filling in. Here we go. So see how much darker this one is than this one? That's why I don't love it. But see how much more like filled in it is over here than here? Okay, so I wanted to point out, so I already did the brow gel on this side. See how this side is a little bit more like my natural hair color and this side's a bit darker. So that's why I like to do the lighter brow gel with that darker color, because it looks so much more natural. I don't like my brows to look fake. I like them to look very natural. So if I get a little bit outside the brow line or the, you know, hairline with the brow gel, it's fine. It cleans up real easy. Pretty happy with that. My arches are a little different on both sides. They've always been a little different. This one's more of like a ch-ch, and this one's more of like a whoo. I will never fix that, you guys. I don't care enough to fix that. And also I'm very expressive with my eyebrows, so I really don't want to mess with them. I like them just the way that they are. I am happy with them. So I'm going to spray my face. Zoom you out a little bit and I'll show you what I'm going to spray my face with. I'm going to do the Maybelline Master Fix Wear Boosting Setting Spray. This is literally the best drugstore setting spray I have ever tried, and I have tried so many. Like, it's not even funny how many drugstore setting sprays I have tried to lower the price for like the Urban Decay All Nighter. This one reminds me 100% of the Urban Decay All Nighter. Literally, it's the same thing. I swear to God it is. Is Urban Decay, like, do they own Maybelline maybe? I don't know. I actually don't know that answer. Maybe I'll look that up. But truly, like, if you want something that's very comparable to the Urban Decay, but you don't want to pay that crazy price, which it's a good price when you get it for the 2-pack for $42 on sale for 20% off at the VIB sale. But if you don't, and you want something cheaper, this is amazing. I think it was like $7.99 at the drugstore. I found a ton of these at TJ Maxx for $3.99, which is amazing. This is the best setting spray ever. Like, literally ever. For drugstore, I mean. For drugstore. I love it, and I can't wait to use it. This is a brand new one, actually. I haven't sprayed this one yet, so I'm going to spray it a couple times just for the beginning. I always do this with my brand new ones because they do that. And they sputter all over at the very beginning, but once the sputtering gone, it sprays so nicely. So here we go. Okay, seriously, do you see? No sputtering, beautiful spray, spreads out real nicely. Love it. It has a scent to it, but I feel like most setting sprays do. I don't mind the scent because I know it works so well, but if you're sensitive to scents, it is quite fragrant. It does go away though, so don't worry about that. It goes away. Okay, and typically I would use 2 different mascaras, but because this is drugstore, I'm gonna use my favorite drugstore mascara of all time. This is the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara. Wow, I just realized I really enjoy the Maybelline brand. They have a lot of great products. Like, even for one of my options for my lip products, I have the Maybelline Lifter Glosses. I didn't realize how much I liked Maybelline. They're really a good brand. If they would go cruelty-free, it would make everything 1,000 times better. But nonetheless, let's do this. This is my favorite one. This is in the shade Very Black. I like the Very Black one because it's a little bit more intense than the just standard black one. And when people ask me like what's a really good drugstore mascara that will like separate your lashes and cover them real nicely, this is the one that I always suggest to people because it's cheap, it's good, it's reliable. I just really like it. Okay guys, so that's pretty much the full face of makeup. I have lips to do now. 2 different lipsticks. I have a lot more drugstore lipsticks than I do like other things, other areas, but I have 2 here that I was going to swatch on the back of my hand. I wish I could get your guys' opinion, but I have Maybelline Gone Greige. Are we surprised that I have another Maybelline product? No. And then I have this Essence Matte 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 in 02. It's a little bit more pinky than the Maybelline Gone Greige. So I'm almost kind of wanting to mix them together. Let me see. Oh yeah, maybe I'll mix them together. So that's them mixed together. I kind of love that. So I'm gonna mix them together. I was thinking I would just do the lifter gloss, but I kind of want to do a lipstick, so we're gonna mix these. I'm gonna do the Gone Grayish first, I think. I'm gonna lay this down and then I'll do the essence. There we go. It's a little bit more cooler toned than this one, but a little bit more warmer tone than this one. So I'm kind of actually happy that I mixed those. I don't typically mix lipsticks. I will put like a gloss on top or something, but I don't typically mix lipsticks. So I guess that's the final look. That is the final look for the day. I will have everything listed down below, and with like affiliate links, you don't have to click on those. You can just search them yourself, or you can click on them. It really supports me, and I hope that you guys all will consider subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and of course, make sure to go and check out all of the other videos linked down below. I will, if the playlist is up already, I will have it listed. If not, then I will list it when it is up or when it does come up. That way you guys can see all of the videos that are involved and all the ladies that have collabed on this. I'm so excited to see their eye looks and what they came up with, because I don't know, like I said, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to do like greenish reddish looks, and that's just not my style. I am a very neutral, light makeup type of person, and I wanted to kind of be true to that. So this is something that I would actually do, maybe not with this palette, but I don't know that I hated this look either. Like, I actually think that this palette did a good job at like a soft, subtle look, but I feel like you could definitely make this more intense with this darker crease shade and this definer shade. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think I'm gonna keep that palette and play with it a couple more times before I make a full decision, but I loved the lid shade. That was gorgeous. The brow bone shade looks beautiful too, and I'm happy with the rest of my makeup. However, my blush is a little too glowy. I think that's the only thing that I was a little disappointed in, hence the reason I am decluttering this and keeping the Luminoso, but yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a wonderful month of December, and I will see you guys all in my next video.